control your home appliances with the ESP8266. So if you're wondering how to control your non-smart devices like a LED bulb and how to turn it on and off, okay, just with the help of a smartphone, even without an application, okay, now please note that this is not an app, this is just a browser, okay. So just hit the subscribe button, stay updated, and in case if you're going to try it later, save this video. Without wasting any more time, let's get to the things we need. We are going to use the ESP8266, which is going to be the main brain of our project. I'm also going to use a 4-channel 5V relay module, which has 4 inputs basically. You could even use a 8-channel relay module, not a problem. Or you could even use just 2 of these. Anything would work. Next, I'm going to use female to female jumper cables. Now use jumper cables that are more convenient for you, not necessary that you stick with female to female. In order to communicate with these devices, I'm going to use a smartphone or a laptop, okay? So make sure that you have a smart device with you. Next, we'll need LED bulbs, any ordinary LED bulbs, not the smart ones, and a 12V solenoid door lock. Now this is optional, okay? Now just subscribe to my channel because I'm going to make a completely new video for this. And in order to give a power supply to the door lock, I'm going to use a 12V DC adapter and some electrical wires, since we'll be controlling electrical appliances. Now the circuit diagram is going to be available in the description below, so you can download it and zoom in and check each and every connection. I'm also going to connect it, so let's connect. So this is a setup that I have done. I have room 1, okay, so I have connected one small bulb there, okay, and I have the both the terminals of room 1. I have named them as room 1 plus and room 1 minus. Okay, AC does not have any terminals basically. So this is room 2 here, okay, so I have them named as room 2 plus and minus, and room 3, okay, so I have room 3 plus and room 3 minus, okay. So I just have the terminals named so that we are not going to have any confusion. Now let's look at the relay connections. We are going to short all the common terminals of the relay. So the common terminal is the middle terminal of the relay. So just connect them with each other, okay, and make sure that you connect them properly. Okay, you can also refer to the circuit diagram on top how I have done it. Okay, so it's just shorting all the common terminals and there is nothing different here. And ensure that you don't have any loose contact, since you'll be dealing with AC power, okay, and it can electrocute and could be dangerous. Okay, so make sure you don't have any contacts. Alright, now you have room 1 plus, room 2 plus, room 3 plus, okay, all this all the terminals, okay, and I have not connected the last one here because I need to connect room 1 terminal and the common terminal together. Okay, so room 1 plus to the normally closed of relay 1, okay, then connect room 2 plus to normally closed of relay 2. And similarly do it with the third relay. Okay, now the fourth relay that I have there, okay, is for the Wi-Fi door lock, which I'll be covering in the next video. So subscribe to my channel and stay updated. And if you have liked the video till now, make sure you hit the like button. Now if you have a look at all the minus terminals, okay, room 1, room 2 and room 3, all you got to do is just connect all of them together, and from the AC power supply from wherever you're going to take it, okay, see that you connect one of the terminals. I'm going to connect with the color code, the black to the black, and make sure you use an insulation tape. So that's it. And now the other red wire from the AC power supply is going to go to the relay 1 common, okay. So when you connect it to relay 1 common, it will make sure that the entire, all the rooms, that is room 1, room 2, room 3, all are powered together, because if you remember, we had short all the common wires of the relay. Alright, so just making sure everything is notched up and we don't have any loose contacts. So now if you see here, we have 4 input pins and 1 VCC and ground. Now gather the female to female jumper cables and connect all the pins. Okay, so now once you have connected all the pins, okay, so make sure you have inserted them correctly. Alright, so if you have finished performing this step, you can then move on to connect the node MCU with the other ends of the female to female jumper cables. Okay, so now let's connect. So have a look at this diagram on top. Okay, you can connect VCC from the relay to 3.3 volt and the ground from the relay to the ground of the node MCU. So make sure you've connected both the wires, that is the orange and the gray. If you can check, it's in my case, your case could be different. Okay, so then we need to connect the inputs. So now you can connect the inputs one after the other. So I'm going to connect D1 to input 1. Okay, then connect D2 to input 2 of the relay. Okay, now input 3 will be connected to D5. Okay, so you can check from the code, or you can also make the changes, and you can also check it on the diagram. So D5 to input 3 and D6 goes to input 4. So all my 4 terminals are connected, but I'll be controlling only 3 using these terminals. Okay, so I just have 3 appliances, that is room 1, room 2 and room 3. Okay, so the 4th one is still not used. So now let's move on to uploading the code. Now in order to upload the code, make sure you have your computer with the Arduino IDE and connect the micro USB to the node MCU. So once you perform this step, you can open the sketch that is available in the description, and in case of any errors, I have a video that is done in order to check all the errors that you get. Okay, so make sure you perform this step of selecting your board. Okay, then you can also check your port. I have it on COM port 3. Now you could upload the code. So before we upload the code, let's have a check at what you're supposed to do. Okay, so you need to change your Wi-Fi name. My Wi-Fi name is RP72. You need to enter your Wi-Fi name and the password of your Wi-Fi router. Okay, and these are the libraries that are used, and we are using this to define the number of pins. Okay, and I have five relays here, 5 connections, although I used 4, so you could still have another 5 module relay. Okay, and you could still add more to this array. So this is left for future purpose for you guys. Okay, make sure that you make the best use of it. So you could also change it to 6, that's what, and you could just add it in the array here. Okay, so that's exactly what I wanted to say. So for now, I'm going to keep the code the way it is. Okay, and once you are done with your SSID and password, you can come to the port. Okay, that's the port number 80. So I will show this to you where exactly the IP address and the port appears once I upload the code. Okay, so I'll just add a comment here. Alright, now this is the HTML page that is designed for us to control appliances. Okay, as you can see, just check your baud rate that it is the same. If you call it baud, if you call it upload, okay, it could be it is one and the same. Alright, now as you can see in the void loop program is empty. Okay, I just have my entire program in the void setup. Now just hit upload, and uploading the code might take a while. Okay, and make sure that your USB is still connected. Okay, this might take approximately around 50 to 60 seconds depending on the communication rate. Okay, so let's wait. So in this wait period, make sure that you have subscribed to my channel and you stay updated for more videos related to the Node MCU. And I'll make sure that I will explain each and every code of the Node MCU. Now it's time to test the connection because the program is uploaded. Now in order to test the connection, press the reset on your Node MCU. It's connecting to the Wi-Fi and it has connected to a particular IP address which is being displayed on the serial monitor. Now enter that IP address on any internet browser. Okay, so once you enter it, okay, you'll be able to see a web page that loads. Okay, and it has some switches. Now what do these switches really do? So let's find out. Now over here, before we move on, I'm going to show you the port number, the 80 that was there in the code. Okay, if I change this port number to any other number, okay, it wouldn't work. So even after I enter the port number 80, okay, it remains the same. Now over here in the code, in the asynchronous web server, we could change the port. Okay, by default it is 80, so it takes 80 into consideration. Okay, so this is exactly what I was talking about, the IP address and the port address. Alright, now it's time to have a look at the output, and I'm completely going to isolate this. So I've given a small 5-volt power bank to my Node MCU. Okay, and now there is no laptop connected to my Node MCU, so I'm going to make sure I'm going to connect all my connections and then the AC power. So now it's time to connect my phone to my Wi-Fi, the Wi-Fi that was existing. Okay, now enter the IP address, okay, that is displayed on your serial monitor, and now you'll be able to turn on and turn off the lights with the help of a small web browser. Now you might think that this is still limited to a phone, so I'm going to get my laptop in the scene so I can illustrate the same. Okay, so there you go. Now I can turn it off from my phone. Okay, and the status updates on my laptop automatically whether the lights are on or off. Okay, now I could also control this from my laptop, so there you go. So make sure the laptop or any device that you want to connect it with, okay, is connected to your right Wi-Fi which you have mentioned in the code. Now about the Wi-Fi door lock, okay, I will be uploading it very soon, and make sure that you stay subscribed to my channel and show some love. So hit the like button, and I'm going to keep on uploading regular videos. So thank you for watching, guys.